Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, welcome again to another brilliant episode of the Fixasport comedy podcast. And I'm your host, Tabi, and welcome to the podcast. If you're new to the podcast, man, fireworks and shit, right? If you pretty used to the podcast, then you'll know this is a podcast where we talk about mostly sports. Talk about mostly sports because it's kind of hard to fill out an hour and a half with just sports, you know? I mean, unless you're talking about if you talk about every single injury that a player gets on the field, right? About their whole fucking journey takes them to get off the field. Right? If you're talking about that, you could probably push that for 2 hours, right? You could push that for 2 hours, maybe 3.5, right? I don't know. Did I tell you one thing about those fucking time wasting, man? You know? So I think there should be a time limit. You know, if we play a game of football and you get injured, right? Instead of fucking calculating how many minutes he's wasting and we're gonna add this on so that we fight about it later, right? Instead of doing all of that, why don't you set a minimum time for someone can be on the ground before they receive a fucking yellow card, you know? Why don't you set a minimum time? Hey man, if you're on the ground for more than a minute, get your ass off the field. And if you don't get your ass off the field, you will get penalized. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, because then it would offer an extra incentive. Because say he got pushed, right? And then he's holding his ankle for some reason. You know what I mean? Yeah, and now you have a time limit, right? So that you have a minute. He has a minute to get back into shape, get back on his feet, or get the fuck off the field, right? Where does the incentive come in? Because if that minute passes and you are forced, because there's no return after the minute. If the minute passes, you getting off the field, no questions asked. Whether you got a fucking migraine or fucking someone stepped on your fucking pinky, right? The incentive would be that you would get your ass back on the field as soon as possible because your team would be playing with 10 men, right? And if you're not familiar with the world of football, soccer, right? Giving respect to the Americans, man, right? Dude, England couldn't beat them, man. Shit, right? I mean, you couldn't get the bragging rights, the naming rights of the sport. You know what I mean? Dude, I was so waiting for that. I was so waiting not to call football soccer ever again, right? Man, and all it would have taken was just the Hurricane super goal. But the USA team held on. And to be honest, it's not the most entertaining USA team, right? Because you had the London Donovan team and you had the Clint Dempsey team, right? But it is the most impressive on the field, you know? Because they don't have an out-and-out striker, but they seem to be managing to score, even though the last game was a 0-0, right? 0-0, uno. Uno is 1, bruh. 0-0. Right? Nah. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, in the world of football / soccer, right? The incentive would be that your team is playing with 10 men, and if they lose, you're gonna get blamed because someone stepped on your pinky and you didn't want to get up within a minute, right? Because then we know that if it's a minute, we're not adding any extra time at the end of the game, right? Right. Yeah. But since like 2020, what? 2019, 2020, dude, since COVID, right? Since COVID, I've been seeing extra times I haven't seen ever in my history of watching the sport. You know what I mean? Dude, I remember this other Arsenal game that they won in like the 115th minute during a normal game. I think it was a Europa League game or something like that, right? Playing against those miscellaneous Spartak sides. I think it was Slavia Prague or something like that, you know? Dude, 115 minutes, that's an entire cup game plus extra time. You know? And I don't have to tell you that Arsenal won. Yeah, it was a must win, so, yeah. But anyway, dude, the extra times are fucking ridiculous, man. You know? Because, like, anything goes. Dude, the weirdest scores come out during extra time. And I don't like this how like, the betting companies now, like, during cup games, what they do, right? Because they know that the sport might end as a draw, they still give you an option for a straight win. You know what I mean? And they put like the option for like an overall win, like 3 options below. Right? So if you're a novice, right, or an amateur at gambling, if you don't even follow 3 games and you bet on the team, right, the first option you're taking is the scam option, right? You're not taking the overall winner. You know, if you betting on hockey, and you know what I'm talking about. There's an overall winner, and dude, it's like the hockey games, right? The hockey games, a team will go up like 2 goals, right? And then the other team will cover, right? And then it will end as a draw, and then you know who's gonna win the extra time, right? Most of the time, right? I don't know. Dude. But yeah, man, it's kind of like a precursor to like the fucking, you know, the fucking 2010 World Cup rematch. What are you talking about, man? I'm talking about Uruguay versus Ghana. I'm talking about the football Mike Tyson, right? Versus the football who's that guy with no ear? Holyfield, right? Versus the football Holyfield. Dude. I kind of like why I'm saying it's a 2010 soccer rematch, because if you don't know, right, I'll put a clip up, or like there was a clip in the beginning of the video where a penalty was given because Suarez handled the ball off the line, right? So basically, Luis Suarez, who's a center forward, acted as a keeper and fucking swept a goal for Ghana, right? Asamoah Gyan's goal off the line, right? Suarez gets a red card for this, you know? He has his shirt over his face, as always, when he's emotional, right? And he's waiting in the fucking you know, where the players stand before the tunnel. You know, he's standing there in the tunnel, fucking waiting for the penalty kick to be taken, right? Dude, and I tell you what, it was a fucking powerful penalty kick. Just went down the fucking middle. Keeper, no chance of hitting it, right? What comes to Luis Suarez or Uruguayan side's rescue? A fucking crossbar, man. Right? That ball hit the crossbar and went straight up. Hit the crossbar and went straight 90-degree angle up. You know? That was vertical. That was the most incredible penalty miss you will see in a while. Right? When you're talking about football. Right? Kind of like what Luis Suarez said when he was asked about it. He was like, hey, so I guess he was asked about like this rematch thing, and you know, I don't think he was asked to apologize or something like that, but I heard him saying, and I quote, right? Yeah, I can't apologize because, I didn't miss the penalty, man. Like, fuck, it was kind of savage, right? But I don't know, man. I have Uruguay for the win just based on mathematics, right? They have a 1,77 odds. Same as Portugal, have a 1,77 odds, right? According to mathematics, they should win the game, But according to, what you see and what you feel, according to everything else that cannot be put on paper or calculated, right? The intangibles. You know what I mean? According to that, Uruguay, their young strikers can score. Edison Cavani is horrible in front of the post, the most overrated striker ever. Luis Suarez is one of the greatest strikers in the world. However, he is like 150 years old. Dude, I don't understand why the previous game he came on like when there was like 10 minutes to play, right? And when you do bring him on, you bring off like the two energetic strikers that could support this guy running, because if you have the two strikers that are running for Suarez and they give the ball to Suarez and all Suarez needs to do is run a couple of steps and shoot, you won the game. However, if you take those runners out and you put Suarez in, dude, you're just asking for coming close. And that's what he did. 20 minutes of the game, he came close, forced the keeper from the save near pole, right? And you're asking yourself, why isn't this dude starting the game? But you're not the coach. However, given that he is 150 years old, playing against Ghana, right? If all of them three play, Edison Cavani, Darwin Núñez, the Liverpool striker / left wing, right? Because he's not scoring enough. If they play all together, Uruguay has a solid fucking chance. Dude, the Tottenham player Benson was off the fucking chains, right? He's gonna be on form, And the Ronaldo team, dude, Portugal versus what that, North Korea or something like that, Republic of Korea and stuff. Heung-min Song side. He's the only player we know there, so it's gonna be kind of tough. And I don't think they have. Do they? They probably do. They probably do have cause for qualification. See, this is the intangibles, right? Portugal could hand the game to North Korea, because should they do this, Uruguay does not qualify, as well as Ghana. These two teams are all stronger than the Republic of Korea, right? So it's like you're knocking out. It's like by handing the game to a weaker team, you're knocking out both those challenging teams that might fucking beat you in like the last 8 or the semi-final or something like that. I don't know, right? However, it's gonna be an interesting match, man. Like I checked the overs and the unders for the bookings, yellow cards and red cards, right? Dude, normally you get like double your money for like betting that there's gonna be like over 3 bookings, right? 3 yellow cards, for betting that maybe 3 people are gonna fucking come in there all like full speed, kick someone in the chest type. No, you don't actually hope that someone will kick someone in the chest. You hope for that when there's like 5 minutes left in the game, right? And there's only been like 2 bookings given, and everybody's just doing that thing where they fucking run at full speed, and then when they're like a meter from the player they're running to, they fucking put the brakes on, man, right? They fucking put the brakes on like they don't have insurance. I don't know. Yeah. That's when you start wishing for like, fuck, dude, could you just keep running? If you just keep running, you're gonna hit him by default. You're gonna at least elbow him by default. Right? Yeah, so dude, to show that it's gonna be a fucking hectic match, you only get double your money once you bet that there's gonna be like 6 bookings, man, in the game between Uruguay and Ghana. If you bet 6 bookings, then you're gonna get like double your money. That's how hectic the gambling companies think the fucking game is gonna be, you know? So I don't know. But mathematically Uruguay wins, right? And mathematically Portugal wins. However, Portugal might not win because they definitely don't want Uruguay or Ghana in the next stages of the fucking World Cup, man. You know? And I finally rounded it off to 3 fucking teams that I think could go all the way. Right? You got the champions, the French, right? Although they don't have like 4-star players, right? They have a world winner, a player that can win any game on his own. And when you have that, you have all the chance in the world. I'm talking about the extraordinary, the great Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe. Talking about that dude, because he has the world's most underrated fucking striker as his partner. Talking about Olivier Giroud, that won't miss a fucking shot given the opportunity, that will grab it out the fucking air and kill it dead. You know what I mean? Those two, dude. With those 2 players, you can damage any squad, right? So you have the French champions as the first option, right? Lo and behold, who is the second option? Not really like numeric, like 1, number 2, number 3. No, it just happens to be that I said France first, right? But really, I could have said Argentina first. You know what I mean? Because it seemed, dude, when Argentina lost their first match, right? It seemed like the old Argentina, right? The Argentina that's gonna play with Messi alone, and they're gonna need him to provide, right? Even though he's not, the 25-year-old Messi no more, right? However, credit to the fucking coach, man. He fucking, he moved those fucking pieces on the board around and fucking was hoping for the fucking best team. And to the second match, right? The second match that they had to win, was it the second match? Oh, they won the game against, was it the second match? No, it was, the first match was Saudi Arabia, right? So the second match would be Mexico, and who was Poland. See, now the first game was horrible, absolute shit, right? Even though Messi scored a penalty, a brilliant penalty, by the way, right? He's not the best penalty kick taker, we know this, right? However, the second match and the third match, the match against Mexico, if you say it was given, fuck that. Let's say the third match against Poland, right? Against Robert Lewandowski's team. Dude, for the whole 90 minutes, they had that team pinned in their own box. Di Maria was up and down all over this place. I don't know why fucking Paulo Dybala isn't playing, but maybe that's the coach's strategy, man, right? He's gonna bring him later in the fucking important matches, right? Dude, Julian Alvarez, the dude that comes on for the City games and just 2 minutes in just scores a hat-trick, right? That young dude, if Messi could just pass the ball to that dude all the time, we have this world. Argentina has this World Cup, they have it. They have a fucking solid chance, right? dude, it's a good team to watch. It's a lovely team to watch, especially when Messi, when when Messi wants to play, we fucking playing, man. You know what I mean? Because during the first half, and he'll play for the last 15 minutes of the first half, right? And then the second half, he'll play for the last 25 minutes of the second half, like where he'll go like maybe 70%, 80%, you know what I mean? But the rest of the fucking minutes, right? He's playing at 35%, man. He's just standing around, He's not even running, He's just standing around, just looking, just looking. He just receives the ball and just sends it out, right? Just looks and just moves and receives another ball and just sends it out, and looks and looks and look. 15 minutes left, he's passing 3 players, he's putting in a ball for Alvarez. 10 minutes left, he's weaving his way through 4 players, he's taking a shot. 5 minutes left, dude, he's taking a free kick and it's going directly in that corner. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe he's saving his energy. Maybe he's pulling like a Alex Pereira. You know? I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah, Argentina will be one of the 3 teams that we think will lift this. And the last also belongs to a GOAT by the name of Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7, man. Right? Right? Did you see how like I don't understand all this kind of discrediting shit, Like they had to post a whole video on the social media. Some dude had to post, oh, it's not really Cristiano's goal, and Cristiano is not responsible for that goal, and Adidas technology in the ball, and show that he didn't touch it. And see, this is where you slap a nerd. You know what I mean, dude? Who was the furthest man forward in that team? It was Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Okay, sure, he didn't touch the ball, right? Why did the ball get there? Right? The ball got there because Cristiano Ronaldo was the furthest man forward. You know what I mean? And they took the ball to him. See, if Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't there, the ball doesn't come in. And if that ball doesn't come in, there is no goal. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So, it's not Cristiano's goal. Adidas technology. Watch the fucking game. God damn it. This is ridiculous. The amount of shit they go through. Alright. Hey man. Sure, bruh. Alright.